The sound of a mop dragging across the hallway echoed through the empty school. It was late evening, and most students had gone home. Only the janitor remained, carefully cleaning each corner as if the school was his second home. His name was Armaan. A single father in his early 30s, Armaan carried the quiet dignity of a man who had seen life's storms but still chose to smile for his little daughter, Ayesha. Every morning, he would wake her up, pack her lunch, braid her hair as best as he could, and then rush to school, not as a teacher, not as an officer, but as the man who cleaned the floors and fixed the broken chairs. People hardly noticed him. To most, he was just the janitor. But to his daughter, he was a hero. "Abu, when I grow up, I'll buy you a big house so you won't have to work so hard," Ayesha would say with innocent determination. Armaan would smile, kiss her forehead, and reply, "No matter where we live, as long as I have you, beta, it's already the biggest palace." Life wasn't easy. His days were filled with mops, buckets, and dust. But his evenings were filled with bedtime stories, laughter, and the warm presence of his little girl. That was enough for him. Or so he thought. One morning, the school was buzzing with excitement. Students whispered in the corridors, teachers rushed to decorate the staff room, and everyone seemed to be preparing for someone important. Armaan overheard two teachers talking as he fixed a broken notice board. "They say the new principal is joining today. I heard she's very strict but also brilliant. She studied abroad. Yes, the school will surely change under her leadership." Armaan didn't think much of it. Principals came and went, what difference would it make to a janitor? He quietly went back to work. But destiny had other plans. By afternoon, the staff gathered in the assembly hall to welcome the new principal. Armaan was sweeping near the corner, trying not to draw attention. Suddenly, the doors opened, and a confident woman in an elegant sari walked in. Her eyes scanned the room, her steps steady, her smile professional. But when Armaan looked up, his breath. For a moment, Armaan froze, the broom slipping from his hand and clattering against the floor. The sound made everyone turn, but he quickly picked it up, bowing his head, hoping no one noticed the storm in his heart. Her name was Sara. Years ago, she had. As Sara spoke on stage, her eyes wandered again and again toward the corner of the hall. Something about the janitor's bowed head, the familiar tilt of his shoulders, stirred a memory deep inside her. After the assembly, while teachers surrounded her with congratulations, Armaan slipped away quietly. He didn't want to be seen. He couldn't face her, not like this. Not as the janitor, with dust on his clothes and calluses on his hands. But destiny doesn't ask permission. Later that day, Sara was walking through the empty corridor when she saw him fixing a broken window latch. For a moment, time stood still. She stopped, her breath catching, her heart racing. "Armaan," her voice trembled softly. The sound of his name made him freeze. Slowly, he turned. Their eyes met for the first time in over a decade. It was as if years melted away. She saw the same eyes that once looked at her with dreams. He saw the same face that haunted his lonely nights. "Madam Principal," he said quietly, lowering his gaze, trying to mask the pain in his heart. "The window will be fixed in a moment." She stepped closer, ignoring the formality. "It is you," she whispered, disbelief and emotion battling in her voice. "After all these years." Armaan forced a small smile. "People change, Sara. Life changes." Her eyes welled up. "But you're the janitor here?" The question was innocent, but it struck him like a blade. He nodded, his voice low. "Yes. Just a janitor. That's what life made me." Sara's lips parted, as if she wanted to say more, but silence stretched between them. The air was heavy with unsaid words, with memories of love and heartbreak. Just then, a little voice interrupted. "Abu." It was Ayesha, running toward him with her schoolbag bouncing on her shoulder. She threw her arms around him. "The teacher said you forgot to sign my homework diary." Sara froze, staring at the child, then back at Armaan. Her heart skipped a beat. You have a daughter?" she asked softly. Armaan's eyes softened as he hugged Ayesha. "Yes. My whole world. And in that moment, Sara realized he wasn't just the boy she once loved. He was now a father, and a man who carried stories she had yet to uncover. The next few days at school felt strange for Armaan. He tried to keep his head down, working silently in the background, but he could feel Sara's eyes on him every now and then. She was the principal now, and he was just the janitor, 2 worlds apart. Yet destiny kept bringing them face to face. One afternoon, as Armaan was cleaning the classroom, Ayesha tugged at his sleeve. "Abu, can I show Madam Principal my drawing? Please?" Before he could answer, Sara entered. Ayesha's face lit up. She ran to her, holding a paper full of colorful scribbles. "Miss Principal. Look, I drew a house, this is me, and this is my Abu." Sara bent down, her smile gentle. "It's beautiful, sweetheart. You're a very talented girl." She looked at Armaan with soft eyes. "She has your spirit." Armaan felt his chest tighten. He didn't want his daughter to know the pain of the past, yet here they were, his 2 worlds colliding. That evening, after school, Sara found Armaan in the courtyard, repairing a broken bench. She hesitated before speaking. "She's lovely, Armaan. You must be proud." He nodded, wiping sweat from his forehead. "She's all I have. After her mother left us, I promised myself Ayesha would never feel abandoned." Sara's heart ached. She wanted to reach out, to comfort him, but she held herself back. "You've become stronger than I ever imagined," she whispered. For a long moment, silence hung between them. The air carried unspoken memories, letters unsent, promises unkept, dreams buried by time. "Why didn't you ever write to me?" Sara finally asked, her voice breaking. "I waited, for years." Armaan paused, his hands tightening on the bench. "Because life didn't wait for me, Sara. My father fell ill, responsibilities chained me, and when I looked for you, you were gone." Tears shimmered in her eyes. She had imagined their reunion countless times, but never like this, never with so much distance, so much pain between them. At that moment, Ayesha came running again, holding Sara's hand. "Miss Principal, will you come to our parent-student day tomorrow? You can sit with me and Abu." Armaan froze, unsure of what to say. Sara knelt beside the child, brushing her hair tenderly. "Of course, Beta. I'd be honored." As their eyes met over Ayesha's head, both Armaan and Sara realized fate was weaving them back into each other's lives, thread by fragile thread. The school courtyard buzzed with excitement on Parent-Student Day. Children laughed, parents mingled, and teachers prepared activities. For Ayesha, it was the happiest day of the year because for the first time, she would have both her father and the principal by her side. Armaan, dressed in his cleanest shirt, stood nervously near the benches. He wasn't used to gatherings like this. Parents often looked past him, never imagining the janitor could also be a devoted father. But today felt different. Then she appeared. Sara. Dressed elegantly, yet with a warmth in her smile that reminded him of the girl he once knew. Ayesha ran up to her, holding her hand. "Come sit with us, Miss Principal." And so, the 3 of them sat together. For Ayesha, it was simple, her Abu and her favorite teacher. For Armaan and Sara, it was complicated, memories, regrets, and emotions tangled in silence. During a small activity, children were asked to introduce their parents. When Ayesha's turn came, she stood proudly on stage. "This is my Abu. He is the janitor of our school, but for me, he's the strongest, kindest man in the world." The hall grew quiet. Some parents glanced at Armaan with new eyes. His heart swelled as tears threatened to fall. "And this is Miss Principal," Ayesha added innocently, "but she's also my friend. She promised to always be there for me." Sara's eyes glistened. She hadn't promised that in words, but in her heart, she felt the truth of it. After the event, as the crowd thinned, Sara and Armaan found themselves walking side by side under the shade of an old tree. "She's amazing," Sara whispered. "You've raised her with so much love." Armaan smiled faintly. "She's the reason I survived." He paused, then looked at her. Sara, why are you here? After all these years? Her gaze softened. Because life brought me back, maybe to finish the story we left incomplete. The words hung in the air, heavy and tender. For the first time in years, Armaan allowed himself to hope. He looked at her, not as the principal, not as the past, but as the woman who still made his heart race. Ayesha skipped ahead, holding both their hands together as if it was the most natural thing in the world. And in that simple gesture, destiny whispered a promise. Sometimes, love returns, not to remind you of what you lost, but to give you a chance to begin again.